Now we are going to go ahead and create the individual pages for our categories. So inside of the categories directory for our routes, let's create the file with square brackets around the word slug. This is an important file name, and this tells Svelte that this is a variable. And we can use this as a variable by destructuring the params of our page. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So inside of the script context module tag, let's go ahead and import Commerce like we've done already in other files. And with this, we can then export an async function that is preload. Now this preload takes in some arguments, which is params, and the params is where we will fetch the slug from. So if you mention the URL to the page will be /categories/slug, we can get that slug name by destructuring slug from the params. Then let's go ahead and make a request to category. So let's use the Commerce.js categories function. And what should we do here? Should we have a look at the documentation and see what we need to tell Commerce.js we would like a category? So there's a function called retrieve that takes in an ID. But if we don't have the ID in our case, we have a slug, there's also a second argument. And we can see that the type of ID that we're passing in is in fact a slug. So let's update our code to reflect that. So using commerce.categories.retrieve, we'll pass in slug, and then as a second argument, we'll say the type is in fact slug. Then let's go ahead and fetch all products inside this category. So using Commerce.js, instead of using .list, we can pass in .list and also some arguments. So if we have a look at the API reference for Commerce.js, you'll see that we can pass in the category slug to the list command. And this is important because this will get products where the category slug matches, and then all that's left to do is return category and products to the page. Then, like we've done previously, inside of a new script tag, we'll create two variables, one called category and one called products. And these will be populated from the contents from preload, and we can use these on the page. So first we'll create an h1 with the category name. And then you can go ahead and list all of the products inside of the category. And we'll use the same list that we have on the index page inside of this file. Now at this point, if you have any other information for categories such as description, you could add that to this page as well. And you'll see on localhost 3000, when we click on a category, we are taken to the category and shown the category name and a list of all our products. When we click on a product, we end up at a 404, and that is the page we'll now create.